अस्त्युत्तरस्यां दिशिदेवतात्मा हिमालयो नाम नगाधिराजः पूर्वापरो तोयनिधीव गाह्य स्थितः पृथिव्या इव मानदण्डः. So we finished with the 21st shloka. Parvati tapas tathabhitaptam saviturgabhastibihi mukham tadiyam kamalashriyan dadhau apangayoh kevalam asya dirghayoho shanaish shanaish shyamikaya kritam padam. Grishma Kala Varnana. So during that each season, how she was able to, continue her tapas, and how her tapas, the format of her tapas also changed according to the seasons. In Mahakavyam, if it has to be termed as a Mahakavyam, we know the Lakshanas are Nagararnava, Shaila, Ritu. These Varnanas have to be there. These descriptions have to be there. So Nagara Varnana, Shaila Varnana, all these things have to be there. So each Ritu is the same, right? All 6 seasons are the same year round. But where do you incorporate that Ritu Varnana, and how do you incorporate it is the creativity of the poet. So the poet's pratibha depends on it. It's not like, Kalidasa, he had he decided to make Ritu Samhara, assuming that it is his work. Let's proceed with that. So that Ritu Samharam he has dedicatedly given that entire work for describing the seasons. That's all. But if those seasons have to be incorporated into a main story, how do you bring it in? Now each one has that lends a beauty to the Rituvarna. It may be the same. It may be descriptions across may not be the same. That's what I'm trying to say. If you look at Yadavabhyudayam, simultaneously, because I'm teaching the 5th sarga of Yadavabhyudayam, I see the difference, and I also see the beauty in which the poet has handled and how the subject changes according to the description change according to the creativity of the poet. There he has his subject matter as Krishna and Vrindavanam. So along with the gopis and the animals and everything, so that description is completely different from describing Grishma Ritu here. But the focus is not Grishma Ritu, whereas it is Devi's tapas during Grishma Ritu. And then the next will be Devi's tapas during Varsha Ritu. So that the way it has been incorporated is beautiful. So tatha abhitaptam savituhu gavastibihi mukham tadiyam. Her face is kamalashriyam dadau. It was blooming like that of a lotus, even though it was being scorched by the rays of the sun in that. But where do we see the effect of the sun? There is just a little bit of blackness in the corner of her eye. Even that is more beautiful actually. So apangayoh kevalam asya dirghayoho shanaish shanaihi shyamikaya kritam padam. Shanaish shanaihi, slowly in the corner of her long eyes, a little bit of darkness started creeping in because of the sun's effect here. The next one is now the transition between Grishma Kala and Varsha Ritu. So slowly, how does the transition happen here? Ayachitopasthitam ambu kevalam rasatmakasya udupatehe cha rashmayaha babhuva tasyah kila parana vidhihi na vriksha vritti vyatirikta sadhanam. Vyatirikta sadhanaha is the reading that Mallinatha takes. Both can fit in a different manner, but we'll go by what is here. So, Parana Vidhi, until Grishma Ritu, she was following Vratam. Like, let's say you have Ekadashi Vratam, where you don't eat anything, you have been doing tapas, etc. And then the next day on Dwadashi, you have to do a Parana. Parana is breaking of the fast. What is the Vidhi for that? You have to eat certain things, or you have to get back to your normal food activities and all that. Nothing of that sort here. Ayachita upasthitam ambu kevalam. Ayachita ambu. The water that upasthitam, that is there, that has come without being asked for. Ayachitam. Kevalam. Ayachita upasthitam ambu. In the sense, Megha Jalam. So the waters that come from the clouds, which you don't ask. It is that season and the clouds decide to give rain. That's all. Right? So, Ayachita upasthitam ambu and then the rays of Udupati, moon. Udu is nakshatra, Udupatihi, nakshatrapatihi, so Chandraha. So rasatmakasya Chandrasya Rashmayaha. Chandraha tatra rasatmakaha vartate. Amritamayaha Chandraha. And the rays that come from his, the moon are also considered to be nectar. So Amritamayaha Rashmayaha api. So Amritamayaha Chandraha, Tasya Rashmayaha iti chet Sudhamayaha Rashmayaha. So the rays are also filled with nectar and it is giving nourishment for her. These are the only two things that are her Parana Vidhi. So Tasyaha Khalu Parana Vidhi. Two things were there, which is Ayachita Upasthitam Ambu and Rasatmakasya Udupatehe Rashmayaha. These are the two things that were used for her for breaking the fast that she was observing. Na vriksha vritti vyatirikta sadhanam kimapi asit. What do we do? After 1 day of fast, even 1/2 day of fast, or 14 hours of fast, we will start with fruits and end with one big meal here, right? Tatha nasti iti uktam. In the last line, he says, Vriksha vrittihi ya asit jivika, the trend or the life of a tree. Take the example of the tree, and when you look at the tree, what is the nourishment that it has? What does it eat? What does it drink? It has only two things here. One is it drinks water when the rains pour. Imagine a tree which is in the forest, which is not being nurtured by people there. Okay, so that sort of a tree. Nobody goes and looks at the trees in the forest and path. Nobody gives pesticides and fertilizers. It just grows, right? But what is the food for it? The food that it gets is ayachita upasthita ambu, water that comes without being asked for, and udupatehe rashmayaha, and it lives by the Chandramanu. The moon is also called Oshadhinam Patihi because it gives nourishment for the trees and the Oshadhi. So udupatehe rashmayaha eva. Vriksha vritti, the jivika or the parana vidhihi of a vriksha. Tad vyatiriktam, tasmat vyatiriktam, something that is different from that. What is the sadhanam? Anything, kanda, moolam, phalam, food, annam, all of these can be the paranam, but that was not the parana for her. Na babhuva. So vriksha vritti vyatirikta sadhanam phalamuladi tasyaha parana vidhihi na babhuva. So the sadhanam that is not taken by a tree did not become the object of breaking her fast. Okay, so this is one way of this. Or when you take it as sadhanaha, if it is sadhanaha, then you take it as sadhanaha vriksha vritti vyatirikta sadhanaha paranavidhi as an adjective to paranavidhi na babhuva. Her paranavidhi was never beyond what a tree would take. Nothing other than that. Okay. So tad avasthayaha devyaha sharira yatra prakaram aha. Actually in this, I think here or anena shlokena sarva rutushu devyaha sharira yatra vidhihi uktaha iti na atra meghajala varnane kachit anupapattihi. Why is it describing meghajalam? Tatha nasti. So the point is ritu varnana has to be incorporated, and here it so happens that the context is Devi tapas. Tad avasthayaha devyaha sharira yatra prakaram aha. So the way she kept up with her body, how did she nourish her body when she was doing tapas? Tasyah kalu kevalam ayachita upasthitam ambu rasatmakasya udupatehe rashmayaha cha parana vidhihi babhuva. Khalu shabdaha vakyalankare iti chet, it is an alankara in the sense that indeed this was what she had. It is an alankara here. It is not in the sense of nunam, khalu, as in utpreksha. Don't take it as a sambhavana, but you have to take it as an alankara, as beautifying the sentence itself to say that it is true indeed. Kevala shabdaha sadhanantara vyavachchedartaha. Kevalam ambu, kevalam rashmayaha. Only water and rays of the moon to remove vyavachhedartha, to remove anyat sadhanam. Anyat sadhanam kimapi na asit iti vaktum suchayitum atra kevalam iti shabdah upayuchyate. So ayachitam eva upasthitam nama praptam ayachitopasthitam tadrisham ambu yat ambu meghajalam ayachitam vartate. You don't ask and it doesn't come. That happens when we do certain japam or varuna japam, all those things. Yes, you do ask for it at that particular time, it does come. We're talking about in general. So megha jalam is ayachitam. It is not something that you ask for and it comes at that point of time, right? Rasatmakasya amritas.
When we do the rudram also ayachitam only it comes, right?
Which one? Rain? So ayachitam, yes, we don't ask for it, but rudram and the effect of that produces rain. Akale. It is not the kalam for it, but it is people have created that. Then it becomes yachitam at that point of time. It is akala vrishti. Adinala it is yachitam in a way. Yeah. But ayachitam ambu will be during varsha kalam. रसात्मकस्य अमृतस्वरूपस्य अनेन तद् रश्मीनां पारणाविधि साधकत्वम् उक्तम्. So because the Chandra is Amrita Swarupa, tasya rashmayah, the rays of the sun, moon also become useful for parana vidhi, for breaking the fast. Udupatehe chandrasya rashmayah kiranaah cha shabdat tat ubhaya samuchayartah. Samuchayam ityukte you are connecting two things here, which is ambu and rashmayah iti. Parana vidhihi param nama samaptau. Para samaptau iti dhatoho nyanta. Okay. Ni asa shirantho yuch iti yuchi krite. Okay. Studiyam parana rupa siddhi. He gives the sutram for that. So parayati, one who crosses, one who finishes. Yeah? So the word parana comes from that dhatu here. Sa eva vidhihi, parana eva vidhihi, vrata samaptihi ityarthaha. The vrata samapti happens with some food. Vrata samaptehe sadhakatvena atra vastu dvayam uktam. Ambu rashmayaha cha. Tena cha uposhita bhojanam lakshyate. Uposhita upavasa chalrolya. So upavasa ityasya kta pratyaye uposhita bhavati. Vas dhatoho ushita. So uposhitam ityukte bina bhojanam vrata samayaha tu upavasaha. Tadanantaram yad bhojanam kriyate tattu uposhita bhojanam. Tadeva parana ityuktam. So gharmakala paryantam uposhitayaha devyaha tad avasana sulabhani meghajalani. Until gharmakala paryantam, until the end of summer, uposhitayaha, she has been without any food. So tad avasana sulabhani, at the end of Grishma Ritu, it is very easy to get water. So even without going in search for water, it will automatically pour from the heavens. So tad avasana sulabhani ityukte Grishma Ritu avasane sulabhani meghajalani divasa avasana paryantam uposhitayastu nishaya. If there is no rain, assume, because it is just moving from Grishma Kala to Varsha Kalam, there can be rains on a day, it's not like, okay, we finished Grishma Kalam today. From tomorrow, it is going to start raining. The clouds and the atmosphere don't change drastically like that, right? Like a switch on and switch off method is not there for rains immediately after the summer season. So there may be days when there is a transformation and there is no rain. Divasa avasana paryantam uposhitayaha. She may be without any food at that point of time, nourishment during the day. At the end of the day, then what will she do? She has to finish her parana. At that nishayam tu nishakara rashmayaha cha parana vidhi babhuva. So if it is a rainless day, obviously the moon will also be shining and the rays from the moon will nourish her. kim bahuna. What more to say? Her entire parana vidhi was such that vriksha vritti vyatirikta sadhanam na babhuva. Vrikshanam vrittihi jivika. Tataha vyatiriktam nama tasmat vyatiriktam. அதை காட்டிலும் வேறுபட்டதுங்கிறோம் இல்லையா? அது தஸ்மாத் அதிகம் யத் சாதனம் பலமூலாதி பவதி. விருக்ஷாணாம் விருத்திகாத்து ஜீவிகாத்து கேவலம் அம்பு அथवा சந்திரஸ்ய ரஷ்மயः. किन्तु अत्र ततः अधिकं यत् साधनम् anything that is not that of not used by vriksham which is phalamoolam tat na paranavidhi babhuva ityartah. Okay? अनेन अतिदुश्चरः वृक्षवृत्तिरूपः तपोविशेषः दर्शितः. So she has been following the tapas or penance that a tree follows. अनेन श्लोकेन सर्वऋतुषु in all seasons देव्याः शरीरयात्रा विधिः उक्ता. How does she take care of her body during all seasons? This is how she does. इति उक्तम्. इति न अत्र मेघजलवर्णने काचित् अनुपपत्तिः. So Anupapattihi, it doesn't fit. Why does Kalidasa suddenly describe Meghajalam here? The focus is not on Meghajalam, but on the transition period between Grishma Kala and Varsha Kala, where if there is rain, she will take it in, otherwise she won't, and the focus is on how Devi performed the tapas here. Okay? Ayachitopasthitam ambu kevalam रसात्मकस्योडुपतेश्च रश्मयः बभूव तस्याः खलु पारणा विधिः न वृक्षवृत्ति व्यतिरिक्त साधनम्. निकाम तप्ता द्विविधेन वह्निना नभश्चरेण इंधन संभृतेन सा तपात्यये वारिभिरुक्षिता नवैः भुवा सहोष्माणम् अमुञ्चत् ऊर्ध्वगम्. The whole world, Bhumi, was just flooded with waters and immediately it just released its heat. The same way Parvati was also completely nikamam tapta. Completely she was atyartham tapta because of Grishma Kala, because of the summer and because of two types of fire here. One is Nabhascharaha, that which is moving in the Akasham, which is Surya. The other Indhana Sambhritena. She was doing Panchagni tapas along with the fifth fire as the sun here. So she was Brisham tapta. Nikama tapta katham sa dvividhena vanhina, with two types of agni. One is nabhascharena, that which is going in the akasham. The other is indhana sambhritena, which is indhana is fuel. The other that has been created by fuel, which is the agni that she uses for homam. By both of these types of fire, she has been completely scorched here. So tapa atyaye, tapa here refers to Grishma Kala atyaye, tapo nama Grishma Kala. When the Grishma Kala crosses or moves, then varibihi ukshita being sprinkled or she is being wetted by the water here. Varibihi, by waters. Megha varsha bhavati. Meghanam vrishtibihi tatra sampurnataya ardrikrita sa. So ukshita, immediately navaihi varibihi ukshita, with new fresh water she has been completely drenched here. And so bhuvasaha, along with the bhumi, urdhvagam ushmanam amunchate. Imagine it's like your hot tawa and you immediately pour water on it. What happens to the heat? It moves up as water vapor. So urdhvagam ushmanam amunchat, she let out a steam which was going for upwards, it seems. Urdhvagam ushmanam. Yeah, Chataka Bakshi Madri. But look at the description. You can see how in Raghuvamsha Sakila Ashwasita Bhartra Chandi tat samshrutau varau Sakila Ashwasita Bhartra Chandi tat samshrutau varau Udvavama Indrasikta Bhuhu Bilamagna Vivoragau. Yeah. Indrasikta bhuhu. The same way, there also he describes our Kaikeyi and compares her to Bhumi. Here he uses Sahokti. There he used Upamalankara. Here he uses Sahokti. There it was how she was Ashwasita by her Bhartra, by Dasharatha, and immediately she brought out the two Varas. Just like how the Bhumi, after Grishma Kalam, during Grishma Kala, everything goes and hides itself inside, hibernation madri. It is not able to tolerate the heat that is there in the bhumi, so all the snakes go and they reside in the bilam. And then when the water comes in and it completely fills up the holes, it immediately comes out feeling refreshed by the rainwater. Indrasikta bhuhu iti. So here also, varibihi ukshita bhuva. Ukshita, correct now. Okay. I remember the shloka. So, varibihi ukshitasa bhuvasaha along with the bhumi. So, sahokti is there here. Sahokti alankara. Ushmanam urdhvagam amunchat. The steam just climbed up immediately. She let off her steam because she was so heated up here. And the Bhrutu Samharam, when you start studying, there are some 28 shlokas in the first Grishma Kala. By the end of that, you will feel so much heat in your body. Mentally also, there will be so much of description of that Grishma Kala. And suddenly when he starts the description of Varsha Kala, the first thing he says is, it's like a king coming in a Utsavam. With the Megha Garjanam eva tatra Gaja Garjanam eva. And then the Madha Jalam that comes on an elephant is like the rain waters that come from the Megha. And Varsha Kalam is like a Raja that is coming on a Utsava. Because you feel refreshed immediately. Let's go over the Vyakhyanam. Itham upavarnitam grishmakala kritam tapaha varsharambha vrittanta katanena upasamharati. He is concluding that grishmakale kritam tapaha. The penance that she did during grishmakala, during summer, he is upasamharati, he is concluding it and starting the description of varshakalam here. Nabhascharena indhana sambhritena cha dvidvidhena vanhina nikamatapta Tapa atyaye navaihi varibihi ukshitasa bhuvasaha urdhvagam ushmanam amunchat iti andayaha. So nabhasi akashe charati iti nabhascharaha vannihi adityaha suryaha. Pancha tapasi panchama agnitvena prasiddhatvat adityasya vanhitva nirdeshaha. In the Panchagni tapas, the fifth one was supposed to be Surya, right? The description was that Pancha Tapasi. In that Panchagni Tapas, the fifth Agni is Aditya. Hence, Aditya or Surya is referred to as a fire here. Tapa Adhikya Pratitischa Phalam. Instead of mentioning Suryena, Kalidasa could have found the words and vocabulary to explain Suryena Vanninacha Abhitapta. He could have done that very well. But he wanted to say Dvividhena Vanhina. The fire, sun was like another fire. To give that Tapa Adhikyam, to show that it was extremely hot. Indhanaihi sambhritaha vardhitaha vanhihi cha. Itam Dvividhena Vanhina. Indhanaihi is fueled. The fire which has been created or which has been sambhrita, which has been collected and increased because of the fuel. Itham dvividhena vannina bhrisham tapta sati. She was extremely scorched by it, heated up. Tapa atyaye. Tapa iti grishma kalaha. So atyayam nama atikrante sati. At the end of Grishma Kala, Navaihi Varsharambha Sambhutaihi Varibihi, by the fresh waters that started when Varsha Kalam started, the first rain. We always say sometimes the first rain is good on the body. Jalaihi Ukshita Sikta Cha Satisa Bhuva Sarvam Sahaya Saha. The Vyakhyata is also a poet, He is no less a poet here. the way he understands Bhumi, he can give Bhumyasaha, the Dharanyasaha. There are so many words for Bhumi, 25 words you will find in Amarakosham. But he says Sarvam Sahaya, one who can tolerate everything. So imagine the amount of heat and during Grishma Kala, Bhumi is already heated up. So if you have had homam in your house, you will know that the floor at that point, wherever we have kept it, if it is on a stand and all, this won't work. If it is right on the floor with the sand and then you have bricks and you have created a Agni, then that portion of the floor will be really hot for some time. So imagine how much of heat Bhumi has been tolerating till now. So Sarvam Sahaya Bhuva Saha. Urdhvagam Urdhvam Gacchati iti Urdhvagaha. Tam Urdhva Deshe Dhumakarena Lakshyam. The heat is seen, is indicated in the form of dhuma, in the form of smoke. So Ushmanam, Bashpam here is water vapor. Ushma is the heat which is now seen as Urdhvagam. So it is actually water vapor and not just the heat. Amunchat Muktavati Grishma Kale Tapta Varsharambhe Jalaihi Ukshita Sati. She was heated up during the summer and now she is being completely drenched in the beginning of Varsha Kalam. Prithvi Bhumi Yatha Bashpam Munchati. Just as how it lets off steam, in the same way Tatha Iyamapi Parvati Api. Tatra Nikama Taptatvam Hetuhu. So she was also extremely heated up. Bhumi was also very heated up. So both of them let off steam as soon as the first rains hit them. Tenacha Sharire Mamatva Buddhi Viraha Dyotyate. Tenacha Tapasi Ekagratvam. Ha. If she, imagine Devi is like the Bhumi, and when the Bhumi lets off steam, it is so heated up and it lets off steam, it means Sarvam Sahatu Bhumihi. Sahapi Sarvam Sahate eva khalu. She has also tolerated that amount of heat in her body for her body to let out steam. So imagine the amount of heat that must have gone into her body. So she did not have a mamatva buddhi. This is mine. Iti buddhihi na asitu tasyaha. So tapasi ekagratvam. This also shows that she was completely concentrating on her tapas. Atra sahoktir alankaraha. Sa sahoktihi saha arthasya balati ekam dvivachakam. Arthasya balati ekam dvivachakam. If there are two words and the same meaning, more than that, there are two things which are happening at which seem to be connected with the saha and the sadharana dharma, or the action that happening is the same. That's what it is. Okay. So Nikama Tapta Dvividhena Bandhina Nabhascharena Indhana Sambhritena Saha Tapatyaye Varibhirukshita Navaihi Bhuva Sahoshmanam Amunchad Urdhvagam. Next shloka is a very beautiful shloka. Sthitakshanam Pakshma Sutadhita Dharaha Payodharot Sanga Nipata Churnitaha Valishutasya Skhalita Prapedire Chirena Nabhim Pratamoda Bindavaha. This describes the posture of Parvati. We saw the shloka when we were looking at Shiva's posture in the third sarga also.
Yes, yes,
yeah. So the Pratamoda Bindavaha, Prathama Uda Bindavaha, Jala Bindavaha, Chirena Nabhim Prapedire. They reached her Nabhi Chirena after a long time. So Sthitaha Kshanam Pakshmasu. Her eyelashes were long that the waters came and stood on her eyelashes for just a moment. Long, not only long, they were also thick. So they could hold the water droplets for just a second. And then it came and directly hit her lower lip. Tadita adhara, natu oshta. So it came and hit the lower lip and tadita adharaha. After that, it fell on her payodhara, on her stanam. breasts, spayodhara utsanga nipata churnitaha. Immediately they became smaller droplets as they fell on her chest. And then tasyaha valishu skhalitaha, she has trivali, the 3 folds of skin on her stomach, and these water droplets started rolling down her trivali. Skhalitaha chirena, slowly they came and fell into her nabhi. They could not go beyond that because nabhi is gahwaram. அது என்ன சௌந்தரலஹரியில கஹ்வரம் கபீரே தேனாபி சரசிகிருத சங்கோ மனசிஜஹ அப்படின்னு வரும். ஹரக்ரோத ஜுவாலாபிஹி அவலீடேன வபுஷா கபீரே தேனாபி சரசி. Your nabhi saras, nabhi is like a saras which is gabhiram, which is extremely deep, and Manmatha has a sangam with that, it seems. So if you are burning, like how he describes here, no, if you are burning, then immediately it has to be doused by water, right? It has to be drenched by water. So Manmatha harakrodha jwala avalidhena vapusha, jwala valibihi, jwala avalibihi avalidhena vapusha. கவீந்திர கபீ இல்ல கபீராபிர் வாக்பிஹி இது இல்ல. ஐ திங்க் இட் இஸ் 70s வரும், இது பின்னாடி வரும். கபீரே தேனாபின்னு வரும், சரசிகிருத சங்கோ மனசிஜஹ. Anyway, harakrodha, the starting is harakrodha jwala valibihi, jwala avalibihi avalidhena vapusha. His body has been avalidha. Yes, that's the shloka. So avalidha, it has been completely avalidhana, licking nartham. In the flames were licking his body when Parameshwara out of anger, we saw that description in the 3rd sarga, right? So the flames that came out of his eyes, that came and drenched his body completely, and he was burning. How did he come out of it? How could he come out of that burning? He has to completely drench himself in some water. So here he jumps into the saras, which is her nabhi, Parvati's nabhi, it seems. It's all a creative imagination of Adi Shankara here, Bhagavad Pada. Gabhirete nabhi sarasi krita sangaha manasijaha samutastau. Now he comes out. He comes out as soon as you drench yourself, there should be a dhumam, right? Urdhvagam, ushmanam comes out, right? So what is that dhumam here? The dhuma latika is the Roma avali that is there in her stomach here. So we have one Romavali also. We saw the description in the first sarga, right? So that Romavali is actually dhuma latika that comes because Manmatha has gone into your nabhi saras, and the dhumam comes out because he was burning and he went into the saras, the lake of your nabhi, and dhumam comes out. That's all. People are calling it Janastam Janite Tava Janani Romavali Riti. People are calling it Romavali. It is actually Manasija. You have given new life for Manmatha, and so it is the dhumam that comes out of his body which is losing its heat. So that's a different imagination altogether. So Dhumavali can be both. So some people say that the Roma goes down from the nabhi. Some people describe it as Roma which goes up on the stomach also. So there are 2 types there. And inge vande everything is different description. So annala Dhumalata can go down also. That's fine. So let's go over the Vyakhyanam quickly. Itham Grishma Kala Kritam Tapaha Upavarnya, having described the tapas she did during summer. Varshikam tapaha varnayitum upakramate. Varsharitu tapaha, the tapas she performs during Varsha Kala is being described. Prathamoda bindavaha chirena tasyaha nabhim prapedire. Prathamaha Varsha arambha samaya bhavinaha, that which is the scene at the beginning of the rainy season. Udabindavaha, the water droplets. Manthaudana saktu bindu vajra bhara hara विवध गाहेषु च इति उदक शब्दस्य उद आदेशः. Fine. Udaka bindavaha ityarthaha. So udabindavaha. That's all we need. Chirena mahata kalena. After a long time, tasyaha nabhim prapedide. They reached her nabhi. They did not come and directly fall in the nabhi. She didn't have a big belly. Also. So her, if you look at the description, he is describing the first droplets of water and the course the water takes. That is the apparent description. But the Vyangyartha here is, her body is so thin. It is also, she's maintaining her body in a yogic posture. So her chest is out, her stomach is in, and hence the water droplets take a longer time to reach the nabhi. And further, they stop at the pakshma. And then, since the eyes are directed towards the nose, they don't fall directly on the cheek or directly on the payodhara. Since the eyes direction are towards the nose, they come and fall on the lower lip. Adanga. The description also shows her posture here. Yeah. Atra nabhehe prapya bhumitva nirdeshat. Because Nabhi is the Prapya Bhumi, the goal, ultimate goal. Tasyaha Nitanta Gambhiratvam Dvotyate. We also see that it is Gambhiram. Gambhirete Nabhi Sarasikrita Sango Manasijaha. Adu vanunge. Illana, you can't explain this. Tenacha Nabhehe Saushtavam. So the Saushtavam here, Sushtu Bhavaha, Saushtavam. So the Nabhi is very clear and it is also deep. At the same time, it is according to Samudrika Lakshanam, so Sushtu. Evameva sarva avayavanam api saushtava pratipadana mukhena jalabindunam nabhescha chirakala praptau hetum aha chaturbhihi visheshanaihi. To show that all of her parts are according to Lakshanam. They are clear, they are correct, and in that particular posture, he is saying, and that is why it has taken a long time for the water droplets to come into her nabhi. He is giving 4 visheshanas for that. Tatra shirasi patitanam jalabindunam nayana praptyanantaram tatra kshana avasthanam. It falls on the head and then slowly comes to the eyelashes. It stays at the eyelashes for a moment. Pakshmasu kshanam stitaha akshi romasu kshanakalam avasthitaha anena pakshmanam nibiditvam uktam. So it's very thick. That is why it is able to stop at the eyelashes. If you have seen some kids crying or teenagers who have long eyelashes, the tears will just stay at the eyelash just for a moment before dropping, because it's so thick for kids or for some people. We have to imagine that. Pakshmanam nibidatvam uktam tacha saushtavadyotakam. It also indicates that the pakshma, the eyelashes are according to the lakshana, samudrika lakshana. Punascha kramena adhara praptihi tadita adharaha. पयोधरयोः कुचयोः उत्संगे उपरिभागे यः निपातः पतनं तेन चूर्णिताः चूर्णतां प्राप्ताः. First they are being hit by the adhara, by the lower lip, and then the lower lip is always thicker than the upper lip. The upper lip is very thin. Even when later when Parameshwara comes as the brahmachari, he will ask her, adhara ujjitadharaha, ragojjitadharaha, wo edo kepar. Right, I think so. Yeah, at the start of the tears it will be slow and it will just hold on there, correct. Adhara adu enakku nenavilla. He will also ask, but we'll anyway see that because he is entering in another 2 shlokas. That's fine. So we'll see that. Remember, payodhara, and then it is churnitaha. It has been completely made into smaller droplets because of being hit by the sangam, by the association of her bosoms. And then atyucha sthanat ati kathina stanatata nipatena paramanutam praptaha. The gap between Pakshma and Adhara is lesser than the gap between Adhara and Payodhara. So it is a longer distance, and so when it falls, the Adhara is very soft. So here, Taditaha Adharaha Yaihi. If see the construct of the padam here, the first padam is actually the lower lip is being hit by the Jalabindu. So the lower lip is softer than the Jalabindu. Whereas when you come to the Sthanapradesham, the Sthanapradesha is Kathina. So the Bindu is softer than the Sthanam. So they become Churna. So Churnita is an adjective to the Jalabindu, whereas Tadita is an adjective to Adhara here. So it is the lower lip that is being hit by the droplets, whereas here the droplets become smaller droplets when it hits the chest. So atyucha sthanat, from a higher position, ati kathina sthanatata nipatena, because it is falling on to the very thick sthanam, kathinam, hard sthanam, paramanutam prapta, it is become churnam, it becomes paramanu, like atoms. Punascha sambhuya, it again collects itself as it drops onto the vali. Adhogamana arambhe valishu skhalitaha. Valishu valitraye, in the three folds on the stomach. Skhalitaha skhalanam praptaha, they roll down, they are stopped. Right? Skhalanam is yukcha, they slip down. Anena valinam sopanavatu vishamatvam uktam. So they slip down because they are vishama. It is not a smooth process for it to just fall off like that. So there is a chance of it getting together, and then slowly it just rolls down. And then anena kramaprapti varnanena akshyadi tattad avayava sthitanam jalabindunam kleshakaratvat avasyam bhavinaha kara parimarjanasya abhavaha dyotyate. How beautifully he brings it. So imagine if water just stays for a moment. We wash our face, we don't just come out with water in our face, we immediately use our hands. Kara parimarjanam kurmaha. With our hands we try to wipe off even one droplet, we will try to wipe it off our eyes, right? So imagine the waters that come from the rain, it is going to fall at different places on your body. You will want to, the instinct is to try to wash it off. Akshyadi tattat avayava sthitanam jalabindunam kleshakaratvat. It will create some irritation for us, annoyance for us when it stops at certain places. We would want to immediately karaparimarjanasya abhavaha, parantu we want to wipe it off, whereas she doesn't have that mamatvam here at all. Her concentration is so pure that she doesn't even think about wiping off the water here. Karamarjanasya abhavaha. Tena tu chitta aikagryam, so her mind is concentrated. Atapadi shoshite sharire prathama bindunam eva tathaprapti upapattehe prathama shabda prayogaha. If she is already drenched, then this type of description will not work. The prathamoda bindavaha, the first droplets as it drops, that is when it will have this type of a character. The second shower, that's it. The next droplets are not going to be like this, because already the first droplets have given the path for the water to start flowing. So it's only the first droplets that will have a different character. The next is she gets drenched. That's all. Right? So sthitakshanam pakshmasa taditadharaha payodharotsanga nipatachurnitaha valishu tasyas khalita prapedire chirena nabhim pratamoda bindavaha.